Stadium, Auckland, New Zealand. So plenty of flair in these young lads, as we can see now with the number 7 Matthew Day with a bit of a jigging here and there, and there's a big kick straight over the top of the shoulders. So the referee will bring that back, and it'll be the Kiwis will have their first possession just on the halfway line as the drone camera buzzes above here on field 1. And we're just waiting for the ball to come back to Dale Willis, who will take the tap. He'll play the ball on halfway. So the boys come left. Just a one-off play there by Jonathan Thompson. Now dummy half run by Tane Watty. And again, the boys just working it up. Picked up about 10 metres in those last 3 plays as they go right again, the Kiwis. So, getting towards their kick, the Kiwis. Nice run there by the 13, Tane Nelly, as they come to the last. They give it a bit of air. Oh, and they're chopped down there quickly, not taking advantage of the last play, and they lost ground on that one, and they'll hand the ball over to the Australian side, 10 metres on the Australian zone side of halfway. So again, here goes some jigging and jagging by the young fella. There's a nice run there by the 16 in Isaiah Panavi. Toby Quinn caught there now as the Australians take it over to the Kiwis side of halfway, and a nice little grubber kick then by the number 2 in Justin Jones, but the referee says you're tagged, go back and play it. So they come right, and it's the number 7, and he's kicked it through the number 7 in Matthew Day, and then it was Caleb Toliafoa who stuck his foot out. It bounced off him back up to the 7 Matthew, and the kicker Matthew Day, Matthew Day, who then picks up the ball and easily goes through and puts the ball down in the bonus box for a 2-pointer. Australia 2, Kiwis 0. Early stages of this first half in the boys 18s. Now a nice show and go, and that's a nice piece of work there. Showed the ball in the number 5, Mitch Ferguson. Great run. Now what do we see here? We see a penalty there, and that's probably a little bit tough on the Kiwis, because I thought the number 11 in Ben Ernest, I thought he ran straight at the Kiwi player with a contact, but penalty just given up then by the number 12, Luke Poulter, who defended his tag. And here's a runaway now. Here go the Kiwis, the number 8 in Daryl Akavi. But he's also pegged off, but a nice run by him, and he's put the Kiwis now deep inside the Australians' half, and they're on the attack. Inside runners. Oh, that'll be a penalty. That'll be a penalty. He's pantsed him. Referee could have thought about a penalty try, but says no. So the Aussies defending their line. The Kiwis now 5 metres out. This time they come left with a couple of long passes. Close. Tag just short. Still 3 metres out. Kiwis come the short side. Nice little play going to Theodore Stephanie, but he had nowhere to go and gives up the tag. And then the referee now got them all offside, all the Aussies. So another set of 6 for the Kiwis. 3 metres out, centre field. They'll take their tap. Liam Ronganui there having a run on his own. Short side again with the Kiwis. Through their number 10 in Goldberg, Palatoa Copper. Denzel Leotoa straight through the middle there, swiveled the hips. The Aussies didn't come up with the tag and goes in to score to bring the score back to 2-1 Australia. So nice fast action, one end of the field to the other in the opening 5 minutes of this boys' 18s. Australia 2, New Zealand 1, although a try apiece, but Australia having the luxury of scoring in the bonus box. So it's 2-1 Australia. So the Kiwis now giving it plenty of air. And the number 17 then. Ezekiel Apana. So I'll be joined back in commentary very shortly by Rusty, who I do need. As the number 13 goes through. Bit of a tag there, grabbed a bit of the shirt. That was the Australian number 13, Alex Fisher, diving desperately to stop the play. But Rusty will be back with me shortly. Help me out with some of these names and put my hand up straight away and say...
Just guilty there, a little bit of a shepherd there. Number 1, Caleb Toliafoa.
That's better, mate. That's better than the way I said it.
He's just cutting in front of his own player there. And
I got the Caleb part.
Yeah, very good, very good. But number 17 taking out the New Zealand's, opening up New Zealand's first try there. Ezekiel Apina.
That's him. I tried on that one too, Rusty, but I didn't go off real good. So, we've got a bit of a penalty-a-thon again here at the moment. The referee, Robbie Russell from the Sunshine Coast, I think.
Do we know the series score in this division?
No, I was hoping that you would when you come back, mate, because I don't have those stats. This would be their second game of the day. So I'm not sure what's happened in it, but...
Yeah, we'll get an update at half-time on the series for you at home and give you that update. But here in the action here with Aussie hot on attack, it's 2-1 to Australia.
I think he was tagged first, and that would save him. That was Blake Jonas. Nice set piece on by the Australians, finishing it off with Ethan Wetu. And again, they're peppering the middle, trying to find that space, looking for the bonus box.
And 16 for Australia, tag there. Isaiah Panuve.
And he needed to be too, Rusty, otherwise Alex Fisher would have been over in the corner.
Yeah. It's a nice little pick up there by Toliafoa. Nice eye-hand coordination there, picking it off his toenails there. New Zealand now with the restart. So Ruben Wiki just going past there, one of our supporters of TAG here. His daughter's playing for New Zealand under 16, so great to see one of our great Kiwis involved with TAG as well, and involved in supporting his family as well. Just a real asset to have as part of our sport too, Billy.
He's just running down. It might be his daughter that's actually injured. One of the girls he's looking after anyway has just been taken down by the medic cab, and it looks like a leg injury. Ruben Wiki, boy, wasn't he tough. Big and tough. Yeah. He's one of those players, again, when you're refereeing and you see him on the field and you just think, boy, I'm glad I don't have to tackle you.
Yeah, it's not often you see centres become props and be a national rep at both, and he actually got better as he moved infield as well. So
this is a nice kick, Rusty.
Yeah, it is.
Look at the 13 on the chase. Bounces up. Oh, nice work with the number 4 in Tom Mayava.
Yeah. Lovely skills from Tommy Maiava there. Chipping high above his head to pull that bouncing ball in. But nice work from Australia defensive there, pushing up. Oh, there's a nice little grubber here.
Kick and go.
Ooh.
It's the number 5, Manning Smith. Still going, offloads. And that was nice work by him. Now the number 2, zigging and zagging, gets the ball offloaded. That's all right too. The ball went back, bounced forward, quite okay. There he is again, the number 2. It's a nice grubber kick. It fielded well. Oh, accidental knee in the back then as he fell to the ground. And that's that number 5, Manning Smith, shutting the play down. That looked like a forward pass to me, and the referee has got a good signal from the touchy. And he's pulled it up. So, Kiwis on the attack. 3 or 4 metres out. Scoreline still, Australia 2-1. Sun shining here again, Trust Stadium.
Yeah, they've got to go get the thongs, mate. Take the gumboots off.
Yeah, showing a bit of skin on the legs now, mate. Got rid of the gumboots and the long duds. So a nice tag then by the 14, Connor Smith.
10 minutes gone in the first half. 10 to go.
Again, nice run by Liam Ronganui. Here's our changeover, Kiwi knock on.
Good defence from the Australian under-18 side there. Putting pressure on the Kiwi attack.
Bang, penalty. Too much contact. Led with the shoulder. And there's a nice pass out with a bit of space there to the number 1. And that's Dale Willis. Show a little bit of toe. Cut off on the halfway line. Now Luke Poulter. He sends it back inside to Toby Quinn. Oh, he's dummy half. What's he doing here? Yeah, he was way too quick. Wasn't really marking up straight. Reached around, knocked the ball straight out of the dummy half's hands as soon as he put his hands on it.
Yeah, silly play from the young man there. He needed to just continue on with a nice safe tag. Instead of giving away a recount, another restart for the Australian attack here. Well inside the New Zealand half. Going deep now, up inside the 10. On the 10-metre line now with their second play of the ball. Nice footwork from Anthony Romanovsky there. Nice balance there and speed from the young man.
Yeah, Connor Smith running a big angle run, but it was easily picked off by the Kiwis. They saw it coming. A little kick through there by the number 6 in Anthony Romanovsky.
Yeah, and that's gone their way. They've got the benefit of the doubt there, saying that New Zealand played it. That
yeah,
grubber
come off his foot and went
yep.
dead. I'll go with him.
So
young Robbie
play.
Russell, the referee. Okay, dropout, just goes over the halfway line. Big run back by Justin Jones. And he gets penalised. The referee says you ran into him with a shoulder. Onus was on him to avoid the defender. That hurts.
We just had our national tournament in here in New Zealand as well, and we had over 100 teams, and so it was the biggest tag event in history for us. So we're certainly a growing sport here in New Zealand. So Billy said it's good to see our sport on the increase and becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, that is good. I know Claude was telling me it was a little bit hectic because it's the first time they've hit the ton.
That's right.
With the entries.
Yep.
As I said to him, mate, come over my way.
Yeah.
170 teams in the State Cup last week, in the men's in Tamworth. 270 juniors. And you know those 9s, 10s and 11-year-olds, their mums and dads, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, all come with them. And it's mayhem.
But it's just wonderful too when you look at the big picture and see how popular the sport's becoming as well. Especially here in New Zealand too, Billy, it's started to continue to grow as well. So we're looking forward to bigger and better.
Yeah, no, it is great. with the amount of people playing the game now. And look at this passing now by the Kiwis, but they've just knocked it off.
Well, yeah, there's a missed opportunity there. The number 11 for New Zealand was running into a lovely hole. Sevilio was unable to hold on to the ball there, young Danny Sevilio. And so New Zealand remained 1 point behind there, with Australians still leading 2-1.
And what's increased?
14 minutes gone.
What's increased the sport too, Justin, is Rusty. Sorry, is the things like this, the Trans-Tasman. Some of the players who play at a local level, recreational, when they first sign up, yeah, I just want to go out on Tuesday night and have a game.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden they go, hey, I wouldn't mind playing in that Trans-Tasman.
Yeah.
And then you get other things like World Cups, Oceania Tours.
Yes.
Every 3 years we have the World Cup. It was here in 2012. It was in the Sunshine Coast last year. 2018, coming back to New Zealand. And players just say, I want to be a part of that, because now you've got other countries like Ireland, England, South Africa, Japan, all playing the game.
Well, would I be right in saying that the last World Cup was the biggest with the most countries?
Yeah, 170 teams. I think we had around about 9, I think it was around 90, something like that, when we had 2012 here. 170 odd teams over there at Sunshine Coast.
But we had a lot of new countries playing for the first time in the World Cup as well, Billy. So I just think it's wonderful to see it going international like that, and see so many more countries becoming involved with the sport as well.
Yeah, and just then we see a big kick going for a 50-10, but didn't have enough legs on it from the Kiwis. And it was fielded by Alex Fisher, and he's tagged just a metre inside the touchline, about 12 metres from halfway on his own side of half. Now they're giving it plenty of air, the Aussies. And that's a nice run. Nice finish off. There's about 5 or 6 passes in that play, right over to the other side of the field, and he's tagged on the halfway line. And now Blake Jonas. He has a bit of a go himself. Again, they come to the right. Holds up the pass. That's a beautiful hold-up pass to the 16. And he's got no one there with him. What a nice run, nice pass. It was held up for Isaiah Panuve.
Panuve, yeah.
But geez, he held the pass up nicely.
Closing the gap there, New Zealand again. They've got to be careful of that. In previous match there, we saw a sin bin. And that's the last thing they want to see, is a sin bin, especially when you're behind by 1 point.
Isaiah, is it? Is that how you say his first
Isaiah.
name? Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah.
Oh, he's through. Into the box. Goes the number 13, Alex Fisher. He come running around on a wrap, got the ball, twisted his hips, and they missed the tag, and he went straight through into the middle, and that was his... He was aiming for the box as he come on the wrap around, and he went straight into it and scored a 2-pointer for the boys, and that takes Australia to a 4-1 lead.
Just a lovely spin there. It's one of the real skills of tag, as well, as if you're able to spin and spin your hips like that. And as he approached the defender, he just timed his spin perfectly and slipped through the gap to score inside the 2-point zone, giving Australia a 3-point advantage and the lead of 4-1.
Boys, do you know this? You know how they're playing forward? This is the 4th test. This is the 4th test with these guys. Do you know who won the other 3? Like, can you go over there and ask them and say who's winning the tests? Okay, 2-1 New Zealand. Good boys. Okay, mate, this is a little bit of hearsay, Rusty, but I've just been told, been informed by a couple of young lads on the sideline, that in this age group, the boys 18s, the Kiwis are actually leading 2-1 in the test series, and in this 4th test, Australia leads 4-1.
Yes, so Aussie here with a chance to wrap it up and make an exciting 5th rubber there, a decider. A win here would give Australia the win, and obviously, and make it 2-2 in the series. So very, very exciting opportunity here for Australia to ground this match off with a win.
And it would ensure that all these players go to bed early.
Yeah, exactly. And New Zealand there making a big mistake there, kicking it out on the full, giving the Australians the advantage here inside the last 2 minutes here, just over a minute to go. Australia here with enough time to play out a set and perhaps extend their lead going into half-time, currently leading 4-1.
Well, we've got a bit of time being wasted here. Ball now finally going over to Matthew Day to take the tap. Has a look, passes, 1 pass. Young fella tries to go through, swivels the hips in Justin Jones. Jones, here goes the last play. It's a long pass out wide. Inside tip, he's knocked it on, and that'll be the end of the play. Half-time here, and the score is 4-1 Australia over New Zealand in the boys under-18s fourth test. 2 tests to 1 New Zealand lead.
So Australia there are playing a much more controlled game. They seem very patient, but I'm quite impressed with the way that they're playing the game. They're not rushing things. They're really getting good depth. You know, they're looking to get their settles ahead in one corridor and then getting a nice deep attack line coming off those rucks. So it's a nice style.